Today we're going to be discussing envy while I colored this picture that I drew 2 days ago. Here's the reference, and here's the picture. Now they don't look the same because I didn't want them to look the same. Comparing the reference to my drawing, the reference look a lot more cool. Mine's is a little more simplistic, a little more average, but I still like it. I'm using Prismacolor color pencils, and I'm using a Hoohoo markers. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's basically what I'm using. But I'm only using one marker, which is black. Alright, without further ado, let's talk about envy. Happiness, anger, disgust, fear, and sadness are all natural emotions. And you know what else is? Envy. Jealousy occurs towards you and from you. Most things men get jealous of are someone's financial status, social status, another man's success in women, athletic talent, any talent they are invested in themselves, or because they have no talent. Women mostly envy other women due to their appearance, such as their beauty, clothing, accessories, hair, and body. Being popular, the amount of friends you have, how many men are attracted to you, and so on. However, you can use that envy and turn it into motivation, and don't let yourself show hate. Then again, experiencing someone's envy towards you can either make you angry, sad, confused, or determined. I felt all four. The first time I was introduced to jealousy was a boyfriend whom I dated back in high school. Let's call him Alvin. It was summer 2019, going on my last year in high school, and at the time I was loud and proud to say I want to be a dancer. I wasn't good at it, let alone adequate, but I was dead set on improving my skills. I was performing at recitals in and outside of school. I would practice at home and had weekly ballet classes on Wednesdays. Alvin, my boyfriend at the time, knew I loved to dance, but also knew what I was initially good at, which is art. I remember a conversation we had on the phone that sticks to me well to this day. July 8th, 2019, 12:25 p.m. I was in my room on my desk talking on the phone with Alvin when it took an unexpected turn. I don't know how or what led up to him attacking my dance passions. He said, "You wanting to be better at dance by the end of the summer is sad." Laughing at me and telling me my life won't get too far, but his will. I'd rather watch a tennis match than a dance. He made that comparison since I played tennis too. You can do nothing with your life. I don't care. Dancing isn't going to get you far. Doing school plays or whatever little thing you have going on the side isn't anything. Just parents supporting their kids. You're nothing special. Just another kid on stage. Side note, Alvin wants to be a rapper. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Hundreds of people have done it and so can he. I only said this side note so you can understand the setting and what occupation he's referring to in these next statements. I'm going to blow up first. Only one of us is going to be famous. I'll give you a shout out so you can blow up too. I'm going to give you free clout. We briefly talked about his career and my ties with him. He believes I'm better off working for him, better off doing sketches for him. However, this isn't the first time he shot down my dreams, but this one hurts. It's funny how he claims I'm acting like I'm better than him by responding with, "Okay. Alright, okay. I have nothing else to say to you, I'll just show you." Spitting on someone else's goals, achievements, and dreams is something I'm highly against, even when it's being done to me. So I don't spit back, I just listen. At the time, I was writing in a journal to improve my mental health. Anything on my mind went there. Alvin and I were on FaceTime. I grabbed my journal and wrote everything down that came out of his mouth. Alvin assumed I was sneak dissing him in it, and when I told him that it was not true, he didn't believe me. Whatever. I believe it's a motivational note. Tell me how you feel and stop writing in your diary. I feel motivated. Jalen, you can't be mad that I'm being realistic. He would say repeatedly, "You need to get a job, a car, upgrade your life." I know I'm upgrading mine. I'm going to get a car. Every senior is going to have a car except you. I was fine with it. I'm too busy focusing on bigger things. We all start somewhere, and I started at school dance recitals. Finally, I had enough and told him these exact words. "I have nothing else to say to you, and I don't want to talk anymore, so this conversation is over." Alvin kept talking crap, so I repeated myself. I got up from my chair and left the room to grab my charger. I came back not a minute later, but he was still talking. How I can waste my life. I didn't tell him I was back, I just hung up the FaceTime call. We were having a good conversation, but then it just turned so negative. The room was quiet, but his voice was so loud. My heart was beating fast. I feel belittled. I feel angry. I feel hurt. I feel motivated. And guess what I did? I stretched. It's not the first time Alvin spoke on me like this. It's not the first time a good conversation turned bad. I remember being in the living room on the phone with him one time. He brought up his mom getting him a car. I told him I was happy for him. Then it turned to Alvin bragging about it. It was fine, I was still excited for him. Then he started verbally attacking me for some reason. Does your bike have a radio? You're gonna be riding your bike while everyone else is driving to school. I'm gonna have my car on my senior year. Okay. Then it got worse. I don't know how we got here, but he ended up talking about homelessness. If I saw you on the streets, I would help you. If I saw you on the side of the street and it was snow on the ground, I'd drive over it and get it all over you. I think he meant rain, but regardless, the note was crystal clear. I don't know what reaction Alvin was trying to get out of me, speaking on me like this, but I never gave it to him. I don't know when this dislike and envy came about, but after years passing, I knew why. After we graduated back in 2020, we were still talking here and there for months, especially during summer and fall. Every time we got on the phone, we would talk about what we were doing in our lives. He knew that I was an artist, and he wanted to do a clothing brand. Okay, I was never mad enough to never do work with you because I believed what you were doing was going to be great for you. Anytime we talked about any goals, ambitions, achievements, or being determined about anything, I noticed there was a difference. Whenever we left the conversation, whether it was in the car or on the phone, I would be about it, and he would just stay the same. It's this mindset that people have when they have validation, they have done enough. Talking about it and getting validation from someone kills the motivation in someone to actually do the task that they're talking about. And I noticed that before he did, and I stopped talking about it so much because I actually wanted to do what I was thinking about instead of being turned off as soon as I got done talking about it and gaining this approval from him. About 2 years ago, I finally completed my prototype of slacks. This is the very first prototype. It was in July 2022. I remember calling him on the day I got my sample. I was outside of my complex. I told him that, hey, I got my sample from my playing cards, this and that, whatever. He said, that's good. And we chatted a little bit. But then out of nowhere, he said he was going to talk to me later. That was the last time we ever spoke. And it made me think, did you stop talking to me because you noticed that I realized my potential, that I can be something more, and that you can't tear me down by just talking bad about me? I still don't know this answer to this day. We don't talk. We don't text. He doesn't bother to say anything to me. And frankly, I don't care. I don't regret ever having those conversations with him though. I don't ever regret staying on the phone with him while he's downplaying me because it taught me how to handle people who have envy. Not to spit back and talk down on their ambitions, their dreams, their accomplishments, or anything. It's not going to do anything for me. And honestly, it's motivation to this day. It's motivation to this day to hear him talk about me. And at the same time, I look over across my room and see my inventory sitting right there. The idea that I had in my head is literally existing in front of me. I can touch it. I can play with it. I can admire it. 80% of ideas remain ideas, and I refuse to be the 80%. I want to be the 20. I am the 20. However, as inspirational as this sounds, of course there are times where it does get the best of me. That fire within me sometimes burns me out. Sometimes it breaks me. That hearing his voice can be annoying. It can make me depressed. It can make me feel like I'm little. It can make me feel like I'm nothing. It can make me feel like I'm a failure. Sometimes it made me feel like he won. That he got what he wanted. It may seem all glitter and gold, but he's still there in my mind heavenly. Those words still sting to this day. And I don't know if I truly forgiven him for that. Even though it happened over 5 years ago. I still haven't gotten an apology. We still haven't addressed it. We've met up a few times afterwards, but we never addressed it. We just pretended nothing happened. We had plenty of conversations of what we were doing, what we were going to do in the future, and things in that matter. But every time he said he believed in me, that he wanted to see me on Netflix, Disney, Nickelodeon, wherever I was going to land, it never felt genuine. I never believed he was being honest. All I could hear was, yeah, I want to see you be there, but I don't want you to do better than me. And the funny thing is, I didn't want to be on Netflix. I didn't want to be on Cartoon Network. I didn't want to be on Nickelodeon. I didn't want to be on any animation kind of company. And that's what he didn't know or care to know. He knew I was good at art, but I was passionate in dance, and he just figured I would let that go. He saw it as a phase and wanted me to pursue an art, which is insulting, that you shoo away my true passions. Alvin was jealous of one thing that it took me a long time to notice, realize that I am a force to be reckoned with. He wasn't jealous of the art skills I had. He didn't wish to be an artist. He didn't wish to make art, anything in that matter. He was jealous of my work ethic. He was jealous that once I'm in, I'm all in. He knew that I had potential to be something great, because you don't come in this world talented at something. You don't come into this world already knowing what you want to do. You come in this world and develop what you want to do, the talent that you come across. He was jealous that I worked harder than him. He was jealous that I was being about it instead of just saying it. That those car conversations mean little to nothing to me. That I move in silence, that I come out with results. I still wish him the best. I still wish him for success. And I still wish for him to eat at a table, just not mine. And it's best that we go our separate ways. That is a wrap for this video. My name is Slack, and you're always welcome to come by my art dumpster.